Okay, I want to I want to talk about something that drives me a little nuts in the horse world. And it's about licking and chewing. Now, for years and years and years and years and years, the common thing to say is when a horse is licking and chewing, they've learnt something. And it's totally unprovable, for one. But more importantly, if we look at when they do it, we have to accept that something has happened to them enough that they don't lick and chew. So I want to sort of draw your attention to the idea that not that what they do, but what they're not doing before they do it. Why aren't they licking and chewing while they're doing something? So today we're working on, I discovered something about her that was interesting. Usually she's pretty good with this. She can accept it on parts of her body. She says no problemo. And I was working away, and once in a while I would kind of accidentally put the flag up really high, like really high, and she would lose it. I don't know why. It doesn't matter why. And one of the things that came to mind was this, because I had somebody else comment about licking her, or no, they commented on that it was interesting to learn about what I think of licking and chewing. And I think licking and chewing is a sign of coming out of stress. So no different than us. If we feel really tense and whatnot, we tend to swallow less. We tend to lick our lips less. If you're in a high intensity situation, whether it's some kind of fight, or you're driving in the snow or something like that, and you're really worried, you're not relaxing doing that. You're usually pretty tight-lipped and concerned. And so if we look at her, let's see if I can bring her up just a little bit. Say, come on, you can do it. She says, no, you're freaking me out today. A little bit. If we look at her mouth, it's kind of a little mumbly, and we want to check if we can even touch it, right? She's had a lot of acclimation to this, so her not wanting me to touch it is sort of an indication of worry and concern. So I'm just going to, and I've got the flag right here, so I'm adding a little bit. But what I want to do is I want to reach with my fingers, and we'll wait, and there we get a lick and chew. Did she learn something? No, she didn't. What I did is sort of, I triggered the behavior that happens when they de-stress, when they come out of a high intensity situation. Whether they learn something or not, I don't know. We don't know. But what we do know is that whatever we did before that, right, we can probably say was high intensity or high concern. So here, I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to get her, we're a little worried. Now she's got her head away. That's normal. Okay, she backs away. That's okay. She can be worried. This is our job today. Okay, I'm going to ask her back. Just a few pounds of pressure. And I'm going to wait till she comes back. And we continue. Why do we continue? We continue because we want them to come towards the bothersome thing. Now, what will she do? Will she release? Her eyes are blinking a little. No release yet. No, like, I think I'm gonna be okay. So sometimes we can come along and we can ask if it's okay that we just help them out a little. And you can sort of poke your fingers in a little bit, and then they lick and chew. And there's a shake, right? Tenseness in the neck, tenseness in the back, all signs of stress. So what we want to look at is the lack of licking and chewing while an activity is going on. Lack of yawning, lack of blinking, all that stuff. If that's not happening, they're likely kind of stressed. They're likely kind of worried. Coming out of that does not mean that they learned something. We hope that they have. But licking and chewing is not a... Oh my goodness. We've been busy. Yes, we have, haven't we? You've been such a good girl, being very brave. Very brave. But we want to look at it, licking and chewing a little more about why it's not. Don't roll yet. You roll soon. Why it's not happening. So if you're working with a horse and they have no interest in blinking, licking, and chewing, you're stressing them out, guaranteed. And that's what we have to look at as teachers and trainers and educators of our young horses, our old horses, where we say, I don't really want you to stay in that state. Coming out of it does not mean that they learn. Here, we'll try again. We'll see. Does she lick and chew while I do this? Of course not. It's stressful. I'll ask her forward again, just a pound or two. You can see when I put the pressure on, she put her head down saying, no, I don't want to. It freaks me out. There. And I left it high this time. And she's come out of it quicker. She says, well, it's not so bad. I guess you're not going to whack me with it or nothing. No. Still. So let me eat that. All right. Low stress item in a low stress sort of approach. But a high stress approach, and then some of you might call this desensitizing. Well, I'm going to call it acclimation. There, she's licking and chewing at the same time. Did she learn something? Yes, she has learned something. Is she learning something as I do it? Nah, she's not coming forward. I got my 2 pounds of pressure. Right? Still stressful. Ask again. She comes out of it. We might touch. Let's see. What do you say, big one? You can do it. Do you need a little help? See, she's resistant. Oh, that's a little better. A little faster. There we go. De-stress. The only time they're going to do that is when they feel relaxed enough to do it. If your horse is constantly doing that while you're working with them, fantastic. They are still learning. Licking and chewing does not mean they learned something. It means that they finally have the time to lick and chew. I hope that helps. I hope that in the future, if you observe, maybe you do think still, maybe like, nah, it means learning. But if you can look at it with a little bit more of a like critical thinking, objective kind of like, well, when does that happen? When exactly when does it not happen? How does the horse feel? What are they feeling? You know, do they have mumbly mouth? You know, where their mouth just kind of mumbles a little. Not roll yet. I'll give you a couple more minutes. Okay, that's it from us. I hope that's been a little bit interesting, and I will see you guys in the next one.